Good Wednesday morning, everybody. It is the day before Thanksgiving, and the Freedom just finished up the best night bite Captain Trevor Downing has ever seen on the boat. We've got that. We've got passengers who are going to tell you about the trip. The captain himself who's going to tell you about it. It was epic. It was wide open. It was as good as it could possibly get. Also, we're headed down to Ensenada with a whole bunch of clothing and other things for an orphanage down that way this weekend. I'll tell you a little bit more about that and how you can help in the very near future. Great fishing down there for Bluefin sport fishing out of Ensenada as the bite keeps raging on as we move into Thanksgiving. I guess the fish don't know how cold it is out there. They have no idea that it's almost wintertime. They're just going to continue to bite for the rest of the year. You know what time it is, everybody. We've got a great show for you here this morning. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh, my God. It's really good right now. Hey, it is great to be with you all right before Thanksgiving. I hope you're going to spend that day with family, loved ones, and friends and have a really special day. But we've got a really special report for you right now. Before we go any further, could you please smash that like button for us? It means so much to us. So many of you do it every single morning, and I deeply appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up, give us a like, and that helps propel us to even greater statistics than we had. And we've hit 1 million views. We're moving up now way past that, so I can't thank you enough. All right, let's get into it. Before I get into the Freedom trip, and I've got a lot for you. We're going to have all kinds of commentary. We're going to talk to some of the crew. We're going to talk to some of the passengers. You'll learn what was effective. You'll hear how good the bite was. But let me, as I normally like to do, start out south of the border, and we'll go down there to Victor down there at Bluefin. And man, I'll tell you, the bite down there is really excellent on the bottom fish. Victor from Bluefin Sport Fishing in Punta Banda tells me the water temp is now down to 59 degrees. And that means, some people would say, oh, that doesn't sound good, getting too cold. You know what that means? It means those big lings are going to move into the shallows here very, very shortly. For the time being, they're just having great fishing on sheepshead and bocaccio and reds and lings and so much more. I mean, the bottom bite down there around the Soledad bank down toward Santo Tomas is fabulous. And Bluefin sport fishing, they will run down below every single time to make it happen for you. So really great fishing going on. Incidentally, I spent most of my day with 3 other really great guys, Steve Bermudez, Greg Bates, and Bob Gifford. We're down at Gallagher Staging, and Gallagher, I can't say enough for Joe and Joey and all the people that make that place so great because they're storing all of the items that you have donated throughout the year, clothing, medical supplies, so much more that we're going to start taking down to Mexico here during the holiday season. I can't thank you enough. So we were down there separating clothing all day long. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I enjoy it. And we're going to have at least one more day where we do that. We'll try to do it on a weekend so you can help us out. We're going to go down there on Saturday and take care of a small orphanage. So I hope to be able to report on that for you all. And once again, it's our way of thanking our brothers and sisters in Mexico for allowing us to fish in their pristine waters. And more importantly, for me, on a personal level, I've been traveling to Mexico, living in Mexico for many, many years, and I've got to tell you, really, really want to thank the people down there. It is so important to do that, so we'll be taking tons of clothing and other stuff, and I can't thank you enough for that. All right. Great fishing down there south of the border. That just seems to continue. Now, when we start to look at this bluefin tuna bite, it is spectacular. I mean, if you get on the right bunch of fish, it is a phenomenal thing. And the Freedom accomplished that. Down in San Diego, some guys got them, some guys didn't. Same thing up here in the LA Orange County area. You have to get on that right school. Not much of a bite in the daytime, but really good fishing if you get on that right nugget at night. And as I like to say, please listen to the captain. When he tells you to drop to a certain depth, that's where you want to go. In fact, a lot of guys will tell you, Joe Martinez, who's a spectacular bluefin tuna fisherman, he will tell you, if the captain says drop 300 feet, I drop 350. So do what Joe says, because the guy catches so many fish and does so well. The Freedom pulled in here about 5:30 this morning, and of course Friedman Adventures was here because we wanted to get you all the info that would make your next trip really a good one. Info on how good the bite was, how big the fish were, and what you need to use to accomplish your sport fishing dream. So, without further ado, I put together a series of interviews just a moment ago. When the Freedom pulled in, I put that all together for you so you can learn more about this bite and hear just how good it was. Good job, man. I can't believe it's freaking Thanksgiving 2022. You go out on the Freedom. Why don't you tell everybody out there what you did and how the day went for you?
Yeah, well, we went out there with pretty high expectations because we knew the fish was going to be biting at night.
So daytime, you're not catching anything, but you're not losing faith, are you?
No, everybody had wonderful attitudes. You know, normally you start getting people kind of getting a little antsy, start looking up at the wheelhouse, like what's going on, but everybody, I told them the game plan, not really much going on during the day.
Yeah.
But the nighttime, we're going to be looking forward to it, even though there's the haves and the have-nots.
Exactly.
In every situation. But we stuck it out, and our persistence paid off tremendously, because nighttime hit, and we were driving around for a couple hours before we saw like a really big school of those bluefin, and we stopped on them. I think it was like 8:30. Stopped on them.
Yeah.
And then it was just game on. It was the biggest. It was the most fish that I'd seen the whole trip.
Really?
Yeah, and there was just that one school, the lucky school. Everybody's been finding that lucky school to catch limits or get a good whack at them, and we got our persistence paid off.
You told me that this is the best nighttime bite you've seen on the boat ever.
Yeah, exactly. I know. That's why I'll say it a million times. Our persistence paid off. It was crazy. We spent so many long nights just looking at all these big schools of fish that don't want to bite, and finally,
so frustrating.
Yeah,
right?
Very frustrating. But we put our time in, and it paid off for us.
How many fish did you have going at any given time? Like, what was the apex of the bite?
I would say 1 to 3 going. Steady for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty impressive. We did, I think, 18 hours of driving. For 3 fish. That was 1 fish during the day, or 1 fish when we first got there, like 2:30 in the morning yesterday. 1 fish during the day, and then we caught 1 fish after it got dark, and then drove around for a couple hours and finally found that right school.
And what would you tell anglers out there about how to catch one of these things? Was it all knife jigs? I know one big factor is pay attention to what you, the captain, is saying about depth, right? That's so important.
Exactly.
So knife jigs or what?
Yeah, it was pretty much all knife jigs or anything like a knife jig. I saw a guy with a 10-ounce torpedo sinker, stretched out. I've never seen anything like it, just anything.
And you got bit on that?
Yeah, anything long and skinny that's heavy, with a bunch of hooks on it. Just send it down there, just a big hunk of metal down there.
I got to try some weird stuff.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Days,
it just gets weirder and weirder, but it works.
How about future trips on the Freedom? Are you guys going to resume after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I talked to the landing manager and
that crazy redheaded bearded guy.
Yeah,
he's weird, isn't he?
I told him we're going to be putting up a reverse day and a half.
Nice.
This Friday, so we'll leave at 10 in the morning, 11 in the morning, and then get in on the night bite thing because all day there's really nothing going on. That could change, but it's been pretty consistent at night, so I think we're going to go for that.
Trevor, so good, man.
Thank you.
Every time I have you on here, you've got a big score, so it's always good to see you, and congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
So you were on the Freedom, man, and you're telling me it was out of control wide open.
It was mayhem for 2 hours.
Was it?
Oh, heck yeah. But the best part of all this is we got a bunch of deckhands on board, so less tangle.
Oh, God.
Like if we had a normal passenger.
It would have been a mess.
Oh, heck yeah. We only had 1 screw up, but they pulled it out and it was done. Everybody got their limits.
So how did you guys catch them? Was it all knife jig fish at night?
Knife jig. A lot of it was all knife jig for 2 hours, and it was just an awesome day.
Were you dropping deep? How deep?
240 to 200, and then you just crank the baby in, and all of a sudden you just hear it screaming. It was awesome. It was an awesome night.
How many fish did you have going at a time?
We had, at the time, maybe about 6.
6.
6.
Wow.
All I hear is a yelling. There's another one. There's another one. It was an awesome day.
Man, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah,
What's your name? Full
Ro.
name?
Ro.
Ro, and last name?
Ferrero.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'm glad you got him.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
You're lucky, man. You just got in on the Freedom. How
Yes.
was it, man? What can you tell me about the trip?
It was incredible. The crew was awesome. All the anglers were awesome, and the fishing was insane. We got those fish in maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours. It was one drift, and the boat was full. So, really insane. Glad I did the end of the season trip.
Yeah, right?
Insane fishing.
I mean,
Thank you
it's
so much.
friggin' Thanksgiving,
Ah,
right?
and we're doing tuna for Thanksgiving.
Can you believe that?
Incredible.
Did you ever feel like you were going to lose faith? Because I know you were driving around looking.
You can't lose faith. Those fish bite when they want to bite. They're fish. It's called fishing.
How big were they?
I thought they were a decent grade. I mean, they're probably small ones were 40, and I think there was 2 fish over 150. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, it's fishing, so you never know what you're gonna get out there.
All right, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks so much.
Of course, thank
And
you.
David, you were a deckhand on board the Freedom. What a trip, man. Can you tell us a little bit about it? How insane did it get?
You know, for most of the day, this stuff doesn't really want to bite during the day, so it was a lot of driving. We managed to pick up one for our efforts, but you know that nighttime bite was insane. You know, we found the right spot, right jagged fish, right school at night, and man, you just got on it. It was just instant. We went from 3 fish to limits in 2 hours. So yeah, it was biting pretty good.
David, that sounds amazing. So, guys that are listening, they're going to go after Thanksgiving, let's say.
Yeah.
What kind of gear, what kind of jigs, what was working out there for you?
Definitely during the day, you'd want, I would say, a 40 to 60 pound sinker rig setup. Seemed what got our one daytime bite.
Yeah.
Other than that, you definitely want like an 80 to 130 pound heavy, either your jigging rods or your rail rod. Anywhere from 250 to 400 gram jigs. It seemed like 300 to 350 was working last night. Those West Coast Jigger KB jigs did some damage last night. We had at least 20 to 30 fish on them. So they're really working really well. Just got to work that water column. I'd say 80% of our bites came on the drop. So yeah, it's all about just listening to your crew, see where they're metering those fish. Mark your line. Highly advisable, mark your line so you can see how far you are dropping. And if you feel you're in that water column, that depth, keep dropping a little further. It seemed to get a few bites for us last night too.
All good stuff. David, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy
Get some
Thanksgiving,
sleep.
brother. Yeah, needed.
Good
After
job.
this one.
Yeah?
Always a good time.
I guess, man.
Yeah.
You got the horseshoe with you, man. What a trip.
This is awesome.
Big fish, biting what? The knife jigs at night?
Knife jigs and yeah, pretty much anything that fluttered and I got one during the daytime on the sinker rig, like on the drop shot sinker rig.
Yeah.
So,
60 pound or
40 pound.
40?
Yeah, 60 pound braid, 40 pound fluoro. Yep,
How was your weather?
beautiful.
I know it's been gorgeous out there,
For
right?
Thanksgiving, yeah, you can't beat it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job.
Have a great day.
Great trip.
Yeah, I guess, man.
Really
Look at
good.
this.
Yeah.
And this was like in a couple hour period, right?
Like 2 hours.
Wow.
Really good fishing in the night.
Were you ever getting discouraged when you were driving around all those hours during the day?
Honestly, no. Because we knew the fishing in the night
It was going to be
really
nighttime.
good,
Yeah. Same thing with us. I was just out driving around all day, and then at night, boom, light switch comes on.
Exactly. Yeah. We had like 2 fish in the daytime. One at like 3 in the morning, and then one on a sinker rig right before the sun went down. And then we drove around for like 3 hours, and then found a right school, and it came up, and we had like 20 fish going at all the time.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Freaking awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Fishing was good, man. What can I say?
Fishing was good.
Bluefin tuna, Thanksgiving. No turkey this year. Straight seared bluefin.
Hey, turkey's too expensive.
Look what I got now, huh?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, man?
You were on
Yeah,
board
yeah.
the Freedom.
Absolutely.
You got to count your lucky stars on this one, right?
I don't have enough stars. It looks like I'm looking at stars right now. I just got back.
So, I mean, you're driving around for 19 hours, and at some point you're like, oh my God, please let it happen. And then the sun sets, and you still drive around a little while, but then what happened?
You know, my nickname is Last Stop, Last Drop, and it works every single time. So 8 o'clock after driving for 19 hours, at 8 p.m., Captain Trevor, best captain in the fleet, got us on the boat, and I'm telling you, it was mayhem. It was, I wouldn't call it Mahi Man, it was Tuna Town.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Everybody was getting hooked up. There weren't enough deckhands, who were wonderful, by the way, to help us, because everyone was, if you look down the rail, all the raws were just bent.
Wow.
It was amazing. Minimum 50, 60 pounds.
Wow.
Up to 200 pounds. I mean, makes me look skinny. But it was a wonderful trip. Captain Trevor is just amazing. But it was a hunt, and you know, you gotta keep your hopes up high.
Yeah, absolutely.
After 19 hours of catching nothing but a runny nose, right? You know, it's 8 o'clock at night. I was trying to pack up, I'll be honest with you. A lot of my friends were starting to, let's just call it a day. We'll have a wonderful dinner. The chef Ryan, he cooked in Hawaii. I didn't know that. I did too.
Yeah.
Amazing
Yeah,
food.
yeah.
So by 8:30,
You're like, okay.
I was going down. I was going to the bug.
Yeah.
And then we stopped. All right, let's give it one last try. Boom, 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 all around the boat.
Wow.
It was incredible.
Wow.
It made our night.
Man, and here it is, Thanksgiving. It's a little chilly out.
Yeah,
but we're still catching game fish and big game fish.
Yeah.
And Trevor told me it's the best night bite he's ever had on board the Freedom, and you were part of it.
Yeah. Well, you're motivating too. You got us on the boat. You know, the way your spirit of the fishing industry is really gets people to come out there. And Trevor and his whole team. I mean, he hunted, man. He was on the binos and everything. I saw him.
Yeah.
Man. This guy just worked.
Yes.
Worked. And if we didn't catch anything, better to be in the ocean than be in the office, right?
Absolutely.
Other than your office.
Mark, always a pleasure,
Thank
my
you,
friend.
man. Absolutely.
Take care.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll tell you, I have fished the Freedom many, many times this year, and that crew is second to none. Not only in terms of their level of expertise, but the vibe on the boat is really, really lovely. Nice. I mean, the guys are all nice. They know what they're doing. They're good at what they do, but they just have an atmosphere where, for example, if you're a beginner and you walk on board the Freedom, they're saying, let me teach you. Let me show you how. That's how they treat you on board the Freedom. What a great trip. Couldn't have happened to a bunch of nicer guys. So remember, daytime bite, not so good. Nighttime bite, you get on the right nugget. It is full speed, and we have had some outstanding bites here over the past 24 hours. Again, there are misses. You don't get them every single time. You don't get them wide open. You do have to land on top of that lucky school, and the Freedom did just that. Tremendous fishing. I don't know how it can get much better than that. All right, taking a look along the coast, we're looking at mostly shallow water rockfish, sculpin and boccaccio and sheepshead and whitefish. Nothing wrong with that up there out of Ventura Sport Fishing. The Island Spirit has had really great fishing going on bottom biters like whitefish, filling up the sacks, and so are many of the other landings all the way. Well, you heard about Ensenada already earlier in the report. So from Ensenada all the way up to Morro Bay, the bottom bite is still on, and it's still really, really good. I know most guys, if not everybody, will be in tomorrow for Thanksgiving, but right after that, they should resume. We do have some weather, however. It's going to get a little breezy, so you're going to have to pay attention to that. It's going to get breezy, especially out toward that Bluefin tuna area, but I don't think it's going to shut that bite down. The wind temporarily might, but after that, we've seen these horrific blows. All this wind come in here, and back come the bluefin tuna. I mean, it's if they are going to bite into the next year as they did last year, and we're all for that. So, coastal region, shallow water rockfish for the most part. A little bit of surf fishing going on also. There's some barred perch in the cooler water starting to bite, especially up in the northern region, Oxnard, Ventura areas. And then south of there, we're also seeing some pretty good fishing for some spot fin croaker. They're still nibbling with an occasional halibut also in the mix. So, I don't know what to tell you. What an exciting time it was at 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California, the day before Thanksgiving 2022. It doesn't get much better. Hey, if you enjoyed this report, share it with a friend. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also please give us a like. It means so much to us all. I'll be back here on Thanksgiving morning. Don't think I'm not going to toast you on Thanksgiving morning. I'm going to wish you all the very best day possible getting ready for our big celebration here in the United States tomorrow. Thanksgiving Day is truly a special day. Remember, if you've got gratitude in your heart, you're thankful for what you have instead of worried about what you don't have, it's really hard not to be happy. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. That's another morning briefing. It's always good to spend time with you, and I hope to see you really, really soon. Take care, my friends.